The Closed Book of Ravenwood Library. In a small American town where nothing usual ever happens, stand an old building with tall wooden doors and stained glass windows. Ravenwood Public Library. By day it is quiet, filled with the small and old paper and dust. But by night shadows move differently there, and if you listen closely, you might hear something far more sinister than turning pages. The origin of the book. The story begins in the late 18th with Mr. Alistair Hargrove, the first character of the library. Unlike most librarians, he was not just a lover of books. He was obsessed with forbidden knowledge. He believed books were not only for reading but for summoning. Locked away in his office for months, he wrote a book by hand. He used symbols no one could understand, words that weren't from any known language, and ink that looked too red to be ink. Some say he mixed it with blood. When the book was complete, something happened. One morning, staff found Mr. Hargrove slumped over his desk. His eyes were wide open, his mouth frozen in a silent scam. The book sat beside him, its pages glowing finally before turning black. The book became known as the Black Journal. At first, the librarians tried to remove it. They locked it in straws, threw in the furnace, even buried it. But no matter what they did, the book always returned to the same shelf, dusty, heavy, waiting for the next reader. Those who read to open it describe strange things, words shifting across the page, forming new sentences, names written in blood red ink, sometimes their own names, shadows crawling out of the pages, whispering in voices too faint to understand. One grant swore he heard the sound of a pen, scratching late at night as if the book was still being writing by itself. The students there. In 203, a group of college students tried each other to find the cursed book. They laughed at the legends, calling them just ghost stories. Later one evening, they snuck into Ravenwood Library with flashlight. At the very back, they found it, a black leather-bound book with no title. One of them, a boy named Alex, opened it and began to read aloud. The words felt heavy, like they did not belong to his voice. Suddenly, in air turned is the lights flickered. The shadows around them grew darker. His friends screamed. A black smoke spilled out of the book and warped around Alex's body. When the smoke cleared, Alex collapsed, trembling and pale. His eyes had turned completely black. He never spoke again. The other students failed, but not before hearing a whisper echoing through the shelves, one page at a time, until you are mine. Since that night, the book has been sealed in a glass case, but even now the librarians refuse to touch it. Visitors climb, they see faint handprints inside the glass, pressing from the inside out. Some hear pages turning when no one is near. Others hear their names whispered from empty ageless. And the brushed soul who start to long into the book's cover swear that they feel something standing back waiting. If you ever find yourself in Ravenwood Library and you hear the faint sound of a pen scratching, do not follow it. Do not turn the page. Because the Black Journal does not just want to be read, it wants to read you.